you start to tune into other people, because this is how you're going to get safety. This is how you're going to get your needs met. People who generally absorb other people's energy or feel other people's energy usually will consider themselves as empaths. Now, are you someone that can feel the energy of others when you walk into a room? Or maybe you light up a room when you walk in and others can feel your energy? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the energy cycles of an empath and how to protect your energy. By the energy cycles of an empath, what I'm talking about is the ups and downs you might be feeling. You may be feeling other people. What a gift. And other people may be able to feel you, depending on how much energy output you have. A lot of the times, if you feel super drained from an interaction with somebody, if you start to feel tired, you'll have your ups and downs. It'll go in waves, right? One day you're feeling super awake and you have all this energy to give. You may go out one night, party, drink a little, and then the next 3 days you're wondering what the heck happened. Why is my energy so low? Why after talking to my depressed friend after a night of drinking, now I'm feeling all depressed? Because sometimes you will absorb other people's energy and take it in on as your own. So here's the thing on what creates an empath. Typically, this starts from childhood. And everybody has the ability to feel other people's emotions and tune in and tap in through your third eye and be intuitive. Now, some people may claim not to have this just because they're not as focused in on it. They're not used to it. Because a lot of the times in early childhood, what ends up happening is if you're not getting your needs met and you think that there's something wrong with you, or your parents' divorce was your fault, or you're in a dysfunctional family and you're getting abused. I know I did. That's what happened to me. So my point is, you start to tune into other people, because this is how you're going to get safety. This is how you're going to get your needs met. This is how you know how to say the right things to mom and or dad, and have that sleepover, how to go out, how to get away from the house. And for me growing up, and I'll make a quick little story so I don't get into tangents. I had one friend who, after I started getting a ton of more like solidified in my life as I grew up, as I started aging, my dad started becoming a little more abusive, more narcissistic, and I found myself being grounded a lot. I couldn't go out. I couldn't hang out with my friends as much as I wanted. I couldn't have sleepovers. He would always tell me no to sleepovers after a certain age, and always deny things from me, right? And I had one friend. Him and his mom somehow persuaded my dad, well, mainly his mom, always persuaded my dad to be able to come pick me up and take me away. And they lived like 20, 30 minutes away in a different city. So they would pick me up and take me for the whole weekend often. And sometimes they would just show up and then at my door and then just, be like, yeah, let's have him over for a sleepover. And my dad had a hard time saying no to her. And which was a huge blessing in my life. So my point is, though, anytime I ever wanted to go anywhere else, I would be finding ways to tune in and maybe beg or sweeten the deal or make him some kind of food and then ask. Or I'd be really, really cautious, and I would know exactly when to approach and when not to. So eventually I started being able to pick up on his emotions and his feelings and know when I should ask and when I shouldn't, and I could do it from a different room. So my point is this develops when you're younger. And some people just are more intuitive this way. Others have a spiritual awakening, kundalini activation, whatever ends up happening, to eventually they become more than just empathetic towards others. They start to actually feel others. So, and here's the thing. When you're an empath and you're picking up other people's energy, right? You're going out, whatever, Sometimes you feel drained. Maybe all of a sudden you're having intrusive thoughts. Sometimes they're not your own thoughts, and you can feel that they're not your own thoughts, right? So there's a couple ways to protect your energy to stop the bleeding, okay? Because I know for me, when I stepped into realizing, and here's the truth, you can actually decide if you're going to absorb other people's energy. You can decide if you're going to give your energy. This is how it works. Only if you choose and know that you're absorbing other people's energy or not, or that you're giving it, then it works. If you give a handshake to someone, you may feel like you just exchanged energy. That doesn't have to be the case. The truth is, only if you give it that meaning. You have to go in with knowing that you are protected within your energy, in your energy field. This was a game changer for me. It was a huge shift, because usually you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on to everybody else around you, and you're exchanging energy at a constant rate. And it's not the easiest thing to stop, right? So now if you're not at that level yet, and that's okay, I'm giving you the information that it's possible, because you have to decide. Consciously protecting your energy by knowing you don't have to give it out, and you don't have to absorb other people's energy. You can actually be so in your energy field. Now, the other ways are, you can take an Epsom salt bath. I take about a 2-hour bath, best thing ever. Every time after the 2-hour mark, and I'm talking like half a bag of Epsom salt in there, and some sea salt, maybe some pink Himalayan salt. And 2 hours after, and by the way, this is a crystal in my hand, a little crackle quartz, or fire and ice quartz crystal. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, after the 2-hour mark, I always feel absolutely uplifted and just energetically like, what the heck, and it's like, then I go to the gym a few times, then all of a sudden I start feeling a little funny, and I'm just like, what the heck, and then I take another bath, and it's like, boom, right? Well, this doesn't happen to be the thing anymore, because now I'm way more in my frame. Sometimes, yes, sometimes I give in, and I feel, and I tap in, and I don't do my own cleanse, my own conscious cleanse. So sometimes I do still go take a bath. Other ways is you can sage, you can use frankincense, sage, and a bath. OP, overpowered, all right? Those are the 3 methods that I have. I think Palo Santo can cleanse a little bit. I think it's more for like blessing the space, although it can cleanse. So those are going to be your 3 things, maybe your 4th. And talking about the energy cycles is because this is important, because you will have these waves of up and downs. And knowing how to protect your energy is going to set you up to have more energy and not get into waves of depression or when it's not even your feelings. And also the shadow side of being an empath, a lot of times because you had to do all this tuning in, and this is a huge realization, even one for me, is I had to realize that in doing so, especially with narcissistic people in my life, because narcissists, they're really hard to please. And have you ever been around someone who's so hard to please no matter what you do, and then once you please them, you're like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then all of a sudden you realize, holy crap, this is actually kind of toxic. And then you get right back into the cycle of pleasing them again, right? So the thing about being an empath is you'll end up giving this energy because you're going to get your needs met. There's going to be some kind of validation or approval you're getting from this person in order to get your needs met, to feel good, to know that you're helping, okay? You're not out here, listen, you may be a 5 millionth density Pleiadian starfish. This is great, wonderful. I'm glad you're coming to this realization that you are a divine, eternal, spiritual being. You are also here to have the human experience. Whether you came to raise vibration on the planet, you're going to naturally do that by acting as the lighthouse that you are, as embodying the change that you want to see. Because you're only getting a reflection of who you are being. The other thing is there's multiple realities. Okay? So it doesn't matter what room you're in, you're only getting the version of that person that that fragmented timeline of them to who you're being. You're only getting a reflection of who you are being. This came from Bashar. And this means that you have to make the shift yourself in order to see the actual change. You can't go out here trying to fix everybody or help the world. All you have to do is help yourself clear all this negative baggage and energy that you're holding on to, and really become the best version of you and who you want to be, and act as this unconditional loving person that you are. And the biggest thing for empaths is learning how to set boundaries with people. Set your boundaries, your very conditional boundaries, and walk away from people that aren't serving you. This is your lesson. This is one of the biggest lessons you'll ever learn, is how to actually give your energy to people who are going to reciprocate it and actually use it in a way that benefits you as well. And I'm not talking about this like get my needs met, slightly manipulative type of thing. I'm going to do this and hopefully you'll like me. That's not the type of energy I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking about one where it's reciprocated, where you actually are able to have this conscious co-experience with another. All right? So understand that sometimes your energy that you're feeling isn't always going to be yours. And if you haven't reached the level of being able to consciously protect your energy and step into knowing that you don't actually have to exchange energy, you also don't have to shake people's hands if you don't want to. You don't have to hug people. That's also learning how to set boundaries. You go for a job interview or something, or you're going to go meet someone. You don't have to shake people's hands. I started doing that and started saying, I don't shake hands. People are always like, huh? And they're always like, oh, okay. Like, and they get it. And actually, that's such a strong frame thing to do, is being in your own frame, to say no to shaking someone's hand, that they realize how in your frame you are. And you don't need their validation or approval. Yeah, it's a nice gesture. Sometimes I like to, sometimes I don't. Sometimes when I know I'm not consciously protecting my energy fully, I will feel like if I shake their hand, maybe I'll exchange energy. I don't want to exchange energy with them. All right? If I'm not feeling like I know that I don't have to. And sometimes maybe I do. However, it's about being in your own frame, protecting your energy, and setting boundaries. So that way you don't burn out. Because the cycle of an empath is burnout. You will burn out, your social battery will be drained, and you will feel like crap. You will feel like a freaking fudge, you know? Like, you're not going to feel that good. And you don't want to not feel good, do you? No. So let's get it popping. Let's have a very transformative, protect your energy, alchemizing day to day. Okay? Step into knowing. You also have your other tools, your physical tools. And know that you don't have to tune in to everyone. You're not here to save the world. You're going to naturally do that. Okay? By being and leading by the example that you are. Okay? And if somebody's not reciprocating energy and they're not seeing the fifth density Pleiadian starfish that you are, shining all this light, and they're just like, like what the heck, or you're getting like a hater or something, or you're too much, great. This is a reflection for you to keep staying in your energy and not shift for others. And if others aren't meant to be in your energy, great. They're not going to be. That's your lesson. Let them go. Keep shining. All right. Much love. Love and light vibration out. Hopefully I don't have to split this up into 2 videos for TikTok, but I guess I might have to now at this point. We're 15 minutes in. Or I just delete a bunch of stuff. All right. Love and light vibration out. Much love. Have a pleasant, transformative, magnificent day. Bye.